Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 battle. King Luon and his hippogriff greet you. I am playing as Bretonnia. My ally for this one is going to be the Greenskins, and we're facing off against a Dwarf and Empire army led by Karl Franz and Ungrim Ironfist. We have a couple Reiksguard, we have a Grudge Thrower, a Great Cannon, some basic swordsmen and spearmen, backed up by a couple great swords in here as well. We also have two Slayer groups here on the flank, which I thought was a risky choice, to say the least. And for the other army of the Dwarf, there's some Dwarf warriors. They do have an Iron Drake back here, and some Longbeards. And there you go. That's their army. The Greenskins brought some Orc Arrow Boys, which I don't see people usually bring any Orc Arrow Boys at all. So I thought that was an interesting choice. I may have to use them some more myself. And some Biggins for the main line, and then behind them we got Savage Orc Biggins. And they do have a couple of the Orc Boar Boy Biggin, the Mouthful, cavalry there. And backed up also by some trolls. I have a front line of 3 spears, backed up by 3 man-at-arms, then 4 peasant bows, a Pegasus Knight, of course the king, my damsel as always, she is right over there, and then we have 3 groups of the Knights of the Realm. So I brought Knights of the Realm and not Grey Knights because we're facing off against the Empire and Dwarves, so neither of them really have a reason to bring a magic damage focused cav. Now, besides magic damage aside, like, Real Knights still have an insane charge bonus. They can kill anything, really, but I thought, you know what, let's make it a little cheaper so we can get 3 of these Knights and a Pegasus Knight group instead, so we're trying that today. So let's play. Also, I bring 2 Field Trebuchets. I'm sorry, they're right here as well, and then Doom Diver. So at the very start of this battle, we didn't actually see the enemy. We don't see them until we get to the bottom of this hill is when they actually come into focus. And maybe because of the fog of this map, which honestly the map looks pretty cool. And if we look over there, we see like a little castle, a little ruined tower, more towers. Yeah, it's a cool map. Oh, I also forgot. There are 2 Outrider with grenade launchers out here that we don't notice for a while. And so it was at this point we actually see the army. I thought they were all the way back here in the forest because we didn't see them. And so we just kind of pulled up and I'm like, oh no, there you are. And so now I'm going to have my 2 Field Trebuchets here focus on, I believe, a Greatsword. And then I'm going to have them focus on this Reiksguard over here because they are armor-piercing shells or rocks or whatever. So my ally is, I don't know what they did here. I don't know why they did this, but they just charged these Goblin Archers into these swordsmen and spearmen. Okay, there we go. Stopped at the very last moment, so they didn't even get a charge bonus. Not that they have a huge one anyway. My army is trying to come up here too. I'm lagging a little bit behind my ally. The Outriders are going to get into a position to assault our Field Trebuchets, which again I don't know of yet. And I'm pulling around the flanks here to try and get to their artillery and their squishy handgunners in the back. I'm going to try and lure their front line out a little bit more and then brace for a charge. King Luon is going to just kind of hang out for a bit. They send a Reiksguard after my Knights of the Realm. I don't want to get everything boggled up here, so I accept the charge for one of them, and then I just peel around with another Knight group to get to that siege infantry. Siege infantry, jeez. I'm trying to talk too much as everything's going on. The siege equipment, and then I bring in a man-at-arms and spearman group to try and bog down the Reiksguard and murder them. Meanwhile, here is us getting charged, but again, Bretonnia declines any charge bonus that enemy may get against them as long as they are braced. So their charge did nothing, which Greatswords, I think, actually have. Yeah, it's a decent charge for humans, for human infantry. Over here we have a fight between King Luon and Karl Franz, and I know that I'm probably not going to win that considering that we do also have enemy handgunners nearby, so try to withdraw. Let's get some close-ups of the orc line here. And it was actually around this point where my ally dropped from the game. I think it's maybe a little bit past this. But yeah, they dropped, but you know, I was like, you know what, let's just do this. We're the king. We're gonna win this. Yeah, so my ally unfortunately did drop from the battle around this point. You can see those Field Trebuchets dropping rounds in those Reiksguards still. And they're also getting currently harassed by these Outriders. Now, I noticed this the entire time these Outriders are shooting me, but I was like, you know what? I don't care. I don't really care about the Outriders with grenade launchers at all, and especially since they were just threatening my Field Trebuchet, which it sucks that they were destroyed. But, I didn't really care, because all I really care about is mostly my peasant bowmen over here, and they are currently protected by our front line of men-at-arms and spearmen. The king is currently over here Whenever you see this little aura around him, that is Karl Franz dropping the blood roar from his griffin on our king. And so I dropped him in here into this battle against Slayers because I'm playing the battle like this, and all I saw was the axe icon, and I was like, okay, that's probably just dwarf infantry, like dwarf warriors. So I dropped him in there, not realizing that they were Slayers. Slayers do have a bonus against large, but as soon as I do notice that they are Slayers, which is pretty soon, I have my peasant bows focus fire on them because they have 0 armor, and they are really easy to murder with bows. And honestly, with a lot of other things too. So yeah, we're trying to kill them. We've got their great cannons. My Pegasus Knights, I believe, go after some dwarf quarrelers, I think, over in that direction. My peasant bows are still not being threatened. I really think the player at this point should have brought those outriders down here to try and shoot me in the back. Here I am bringing in some spearmen to charge against the Slayers as they continue to be focused down by the peasants. And it's at this point my Pegasus Knights and King Lewin are trying to bring down Karl Franz in the air. And this is going to be kind of a long fight. I'm currently buffing King Lewin with our damsel for a, I believe it's a bonus to melee attack and defense. Yeah. And I will try to also debuff Karl Franz because he is scary on his griffin. King Lewin is scary, but so is Karl Franz. And I've actually done test battles between the two, and Karl Franz usually wins that fight. If it's just those two, no spells or anything, usually Karl Franz's griffin have won. It was like 5 times out of 8 that I tried. Because I wanted to know for this specific reason, which is why I brought in my Pegasus Knights to support him, and my damsel to cast spells. There's another spell going off right there. Alright, so here come the Iron Drakes. So again, right now this... Ooh, that was a nice shot by me. I do say so myself. Here they go, pouring in fire on these back of the orc biggins. So yeah, my ally was gone from this point, so the AI doesn't really respond to these Iron Drakes that are out in the open. So these boar... Or not boar, but biggins are kind of going to get roasted for a little bit. You can see the fight still happening between the king and the emperor. I believe Ungrim Iron Fist is in here too. There you are. You little bastard. You unbreakable bastard. More Iron Drakes coming in. Oh, just... Oh, you don't want to see that ass. Oh, no. Don't. Stop it. In the meantime, I'm still clearing up the Empire infantry down here by getting rear charges with our Knights of the Realm. Actually, that's Dwarf right there. They still have a greatsword over here, who hasn't done... like, as good as I thought they would. They have killed a lot, but I thought they would just easily chew through us. But yeah, they don't do too much. At this point, King Luon actually had to run because he was almost dead, and so I tried to hound the Emperor with the remaining Pegasus Knights while I get King, who is currently shattered or just coming back, and I wheel him around and try to give him some time to get his health back, because that is something that he can do. He does regenerate health at all times. So yeah, my Pegasus Knights are going to just keep charging them. Charging the Emperor. And I'm going to try and assist this giant that's being outnumbered by all these dwarven warriors. The Iron Drakes cleaned up that entire group of Greenskins in the back. And you can see these Outriders still not doing too much. They hounded the Doom Divers and they hounded some Goblin Archers. But like, I really think... Also, that's the Siege group that I need to bring back into the fight. I really think they should have tried to threaten my bows. And there we go. The Greatsword now has just been cleaned up. And I'm trying to get a new line formed right here, because this is where the dwarf is, and there's really not... Well, actually, there is some things behind us, but I'm more concerned about what's going on ahead of us. We catch these greatswords as they try to charge past my lines to get to my archers, and they shatter. King Luon is still trying to recharge and not engaging in any fights, but he should be nearby. Or he's coming back.
See the power of Bretonnia!
We get a charge against this dwarf group, including their runesmith. That giant holds on for a long time. And then dies. He held on for a long time, considering he was alone for a big part of this fight. So yeah, right now I'm just letting our peasant bows do their sniping thing, and I'm getting people in position to perhaps intercept a charge if somebody tries to threaten my bows, because they should. You can see these bows have used up a lot of ammunition, and they still have full numbers, so the enemy has not really even tried to silence them. Maybe they don't fear the peasant bows. There you go, Emperor Karl Franz finally died to our Pegasus Knights out there. And my Knights of the Realm are over here trying to destroy these two handgunner groups. These two handgunner groups are just kind of sitting here, so I wanted to make sure I charged them before my enemy realized that they had reformed. So I got my charge off, killed a lot of them. And we are continuing to march forward towards the remaining dwarf units. My knights are still kind of harassing the back here, trying to kill their quarrelers. And I will try and charge those iron drakes, I believe. But yeah, my ally, the Greenskin, doesn't really have much left. And there are still a lot of flags out there, a lot of dwarves. So I remember at this point, because King is almost dead, I was like, oh man, how's this going to happen? Like, we're going to die? This I honestly didn't even see during the battle. The damsel and a group of men-at-arms held off and charged from those outriders. I must have missed that when I was fighting the battle. I was too focused over here. But there we go. We're focusing down some more quarrelers with our peasant bows. We got a Knights of the Realm that have been affected by the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, which is from the Runesmith, sorry, of the dwarves.
Disbelievers down!
And I'm kind of taking a defensive posture here to let my Knights and my Pegasus Knights do a lot of the harassing. You see the Pegasus Knights going down there to try to silence these Iron Drakes. Because I do not want them to just have free reign over this group of men-at-arms like they were trying to do. But I did not notice that Ungrim Iron Fist was in this group as well when I charged them in. That's not a great thing for these Pegasus Knights. Yeah, we're still just caught up here trying to destroy that Rune Smith. I'm still letting the King get his health back. And I'm bringing in this man-at-arms to try and help our Pegasus Knights. Meanwhile, we had almost a full group of Longbeards still. Oh, there we go. There's some Orc Biggins. And some Orc Arrow Boys still in the fight. I didn't even notice them. So we go and get my Pegasus Knights out of there because that is a losing battle. So even if you get a charge against the Iron Drakes, like, I believe they have like 120 armor? Where's my information key? There we go. Yeah. So 120 armor, they have a very high leadership. So it's not like you can just do a quick charge and get them to rout like quarrelers and handgunners. You're going to have to spend some time to kill these guys. It's kind of annoying how much armor they have, but yeah. So I charged them a couple times in this fight, and they stick around.
This is my realm.
Knights of the Realm just cleaned up another group of Longbeards. And again, I'm mostly in just like a defensive posture to let our peasant bows do their thing. Oh god, my poor men-at-arms. I believe this is when I send my Knights of the Realm to try and silence them again. And I'm also trying to shoot them with my peasant bows. They have a lot of armor, so the bows honestly are not going to do anything, but or do much. But I really need to silence them, so I even send the King as well. Yeah, now you're running. King's coming for you. There's their Runesmith trying to kill our King. A good like a good thing to do because our King is still almost dead. Even after all this time, he hasn't regenerated much health left. Meanwhile, over here, Ungrim is holding a group of our men-at-arms. He's probably going to win that fight if it was a one-on-one. Because Ungrim is really good and unbreakable. The Empire player sends in kind of what they had remaining, and so we have to rally here and try to take out their spearmen and their swordsmen. But luckily for us, their leadership is gone because Karl Franz is dead, so they actually do shatter pretty quickly. And also, our peasant bows are currently running out of ammo. We only have, I think, one group that even has any ammo left right here. Yeah, our other peasant bows have actually run out. So they have done all they can, which is amazing. Amazing that they've been able to use all their ammunition. That's an ideal situation. Now here you go, the Runesmith is now joining Ungrim to try and silence these men-at-arms. Oh, I do have my Knights of the Realm over here trying to just keep them shattered, and my Pegasus Knights are over there as well trying to kill, I think it was the Iron Drakes that I sent them after, to make sure that they didn't come back. These men-at-arms like, nope, F this, these dwarves are too strong. I don't think there is too much left for the enemy players. We do have a greatsword that's kind of coming back. But right now, I just need to try and focus down these two lords. So I send a group of spearmen in there. Actually, I think we got charged by them. And right now, I'm going to try and buff the king and send him in charges, because he has 2 self buffs, which increases his charge bonus and his armor piercing damage, I believe. And then I'm going to also buff him with the damsel, which will increase his attack and melee defense. And I'm going to keep kind of doing that and cycle charging the king in and out to get a massive charge bonus on these 2 remaining dwarves. Right now, trying to focus on that rune smith because it's an easier target than Ungrim. So that's why I put our king on the rune smith. Here's one of those buffs, harmonic convergence going off. And yeah, at this point, there's really not much else that's going to happen. Some of the dwarf units have come back. We do still have some Pegasus Knights and also 2 Knights of the Realm up at this point. So I'm not super worried. Oh man, these Iron Drakes came back. I don't know if I deal with them or not. But just for good measure, the Orc Arrow Boys are sent in as well. They have no more ammunition. And so now everybody's having a party around Ungrim. I think we got the Runesmith at this point. Yeah, the king got him. I sent in our Pegasus Knights because that group of Grey Swords did come back, but now they are shattered. Alright, Iron Breaks, or the Iron Drakes did shatter. I didn't remember them shooting any more flames at this point. And that's it. That's basically the game. We'll just fast forward to this point. The thing is, Ungrim is so annoying. It takes so much to bring him down. So I'm pulling the king out, and I'm going to buff him again. I think I give him another spell as well to get another charge against Ungrim. And the thing is, like, he's almost dead, and I don't want the king to die, so I kept pulling him out, letting him recharge a little bit. And there's another charge, and there we go. Ungrim's dead. Ungrim, man. Him and, like, Grimgor. Although I don't think Grimgor's unbreakable, but Ungrim is. Those both just will last. They will last for a long time. But yeah, good game to my opponents there. Let's see how we did. So the Peasant Bows. One of the biggest problems that I think, or one of the biggest things against my enemies were that they didn't threaten my bows really at all. They were all able to shoot all of their ammunition, which is insane. So what I would have probably done is use these Outriders and try to at least get a couple shots. Now, if I had noticed them going after my Peasant Bows, I would have, of course, turned the Peasant Bows into the Outriders, and the Peasant Bows would win that fight. But you could catch me off guard as I'm micromanaging somewhere else, and I may not notice for a while, and you can get a lot of kills on those Peasant Bows. I mean, hell, you can even just probably charge them in melee with the Outriders, because the Peasant Bows have low leadership, and they will break like that. They are not going to stick around, but they were not threatened throughout the entire battle, which is great. We did manage to snipe their 2 Reiksguard pretty early, as well as their Great Cannon and the Grudge with our Knights of the Realm, which did amazing. Look at those kills on the Knights of the Realm. Each one of these are 900 gold. That is just amazing. They did really well. They did really well. I'm glad I brought 3 of these instead of just like 1 Grail Knight. The Pegasus Knights did okay. They chased down Emperor Karl Franz, murdered him, and were able to harass Quarrelers and Handgunners and Iron Drakes. Like, I do like the Pegasus Knights for their mobility and potential backline harassment, since you can just fly them over. Even the Men-at-Arms did really well. They're only 575, I think, each. And the Spearmen, 44 kills, 49 kills. Like, they weren't going against archers. They were going against just other swords and spears and things. So that's not bad either. Damsel getting 1 kill. Way to go, Damsel. Probably was an Outrider. King Lewin, hey, look. He did his best. He fought Karl Franz through most of that fight, so that's a tough battle. Let's see, how did those Outriders do? So they got 60 and 53 kills. A lot of that was against our Trebuchets and the Doom Divers, and I think they got a lot of Goblin Archer kills in the backline there. The Reiksguard, they got shut down really fast. I sniped some with my Field Trebuchet, and then I managed to charge them a couple times and then throw in some Spearmen to murder them. This one Greatsword group did extremely well. Really well. But unfortunately, nothing else really did that amazing for this Empire player. Yeah, it's unfortunate for them that their Reiksguard got shut down so quick. And then for the Dwarven player, let's see. Dwarven player, oh my god, Ungrim, stop it. Why are you so... I hate you so much, Ungrim. He's so good. The Dwarf Slayers didn't do super amazing. Grudge Thrower got taken out pretty early, so it didn't have time. The Iron Drakes did not do shabby, but they're still cost like 1,100, I think. So they didn't really pay back the money spent for them. Quarrelers, didn't do too much, but we took them out pretty quickly as well. But overall, like, I mean, Ungrim, man, 129 kills. These Dwarf Warriors. That's a respectable amount of kills for just basic Dwarf Warriors. And the Longbeards did mostly pretty good as well. For my ally, who unfortunately was dropped halfway through, the Biggins did really well. That giant just murdered, trolls murdered. Those Orc Boar boy Biggins did, well, that one did pretty good. Doom Diver Catapult did pretty well, especially considering that the Outriders were shooting them pretty early on. The Arrow Boys did pretty amazing. These poor Shaman didn't do much, but I mean, I don't think you're going to get too many kills on a Shaman character. And yeah, alright, Savage Orc, doing pretty well as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the battle. I will see you all in the next one. Take care.